Hello YouTube, I'm back here today with a budget deck profile for the Legendary Heroes deck, the Destiny Heroes. So this deck profile is actually made out of cards from two of the Legendary Heroes deck. You might find that I might have some cards here with the ultra rare copies because I have three of the decks. Right now the decks are going on at $22 for each set of three. That's why you call it a little bit of a budget-ish. And because the card sets in the original decks have a lot of copies of two, you can practically make this deck with just two copies of the Legendary Hero decks. This deck is actually made with based on 2019 TCG ban list, which affected, which is actually the reason why you could build this deck with only two of the Legendary Hero decks. You can probably find like the individual decks on eBay for like a couple of dollars, like $7 to $10 each, and you can just grab both of them. So anyway, let's start off with the extra deck. We'll begin off with Extra Hero Dread Decimator, which is a Link 3 monster, and this card, also any hero monster it points to, gains 100 attack for each hero monster with different names in your graveyard. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. So this is one of a good beat stick that will come out later in the game. Next we'll be playing two Extra Hero Wonder Driver. So let's get this to focus. You need two hero monsters to summon this. If a hero monster is normal summon or special summon to your zone, this card points to target one polymerization spell card, one fusion spell card, or one change quick play spell card in your graveyard. Set the target, you can only activate this card of Extra Wonder Driver once per turn. If this card is destroyed in battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect sent to your graveyard, special summon one hero monster from your hand. So this will be a pretty good card to have so that you can pull out your mask change. Next we'll be playing one Destiny Hero Dustopia. Focus not really good here, but it's made of one Destiny Hero fusion monster and one Destiny Hero monster. So if this card is fusion summon, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters in from your hand or field as fusion material. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target one monster in the field, make it unable to be destroyed by battle or card effects, and if you do, neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving that monster. These effects last until the end of this turn. So that's why we'll only be running one copy of this, because it won't be too many situations where you can pull out one Destiny Hero fusion monster and a Destiny Hero monster, but if you do, it has 3000 attack and 3000 defense to use. Next we'll be playing two Destiny Hero Dangerous. Let's pull that up. So it's made of one Destiny Hero monster and one Dark Effect monster, and you'll see later on in the deck that there's a lot of Dark Effect monsters. So you can discard one card and send one Destiny Hero monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, your Destiny Hero monsters you control gain 200 attack for each Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Destiny Hero Dangerous once per turn. So that's why we'll be running two copies of these. Next we'll be playing three copies of Destiny Hero Dystopia. So let's get this in focus. So you can summon this with two Destiny Hero monsters. If this card is special summon, you can target one level 4 or lower Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that target's attack. If this card's current attack is different from the original attack except during the damage step, you can target one card on the field and destroy it, and if you do, this card's attack becomes equal to the card's original attack. You can use this effect of Destiny Hero Dystopia once per turn, and its original attack is 2800. So we'll be running three copies of these. Now we'll be playing, then we'll have two Mask Hero Dark Claws. These are one of the staples. So you can summon this using Mask Change. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished, Instead, once per turn, if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase or damage to it, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand. So there will be 2 of that. 2 Masked Hero Ankies. Must be special summoned by using Mass Change. This card can attack directly, but when it does, using this effect, the battle damage inflicted to your opponent is halved. When this card destroys an opponent monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can attack one change quick play spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect on Masked Hero Anki once per turn. Yep. Found a little bit of a mistake. You're actually playing 3 Masked Hero Dark Claws. Got a little bit of rearrangement there. Then you have 1 Destiny and Dragoon. So it's made of Destiny Hero Plasma and Destiny Hero Dogma. A fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above fusion materials. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target, and if it was face up, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of it had on the field. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. You can, once per turn during your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Destiny Hero card from your graveyard and special summon this card. So this will be good if you draw Dogma and Plasma. Now we'll be moving on to the main deck. So first we'll be playing 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. This was updated this year to be limited to only 2 copies. Otherwise, we'll be running 3 copies in this deck. Next, we'll be playing 2 copies of Destiny Hero Celestial. When this card declares an attack, you can target 1 face-up spell card your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. While you have no cards in your hand, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card and add 1 Destiny Hero from your monsters. From your graveyard, draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect of Destiny Hero Celestial once per turn. So this will be a very useful card when you want to destroy any face-up spell card your opponent controls. Now we have 1 Destiny Hero Plasma, where it can only be summoned by tributing 3 monsters, negate the effects of the face-up monsters while your opponent controls them. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, equip that target to this card. You can only have a maximum of 1. This card gains attack equal to half the original attack of the monster equipped to it by this effect. Next we have 1 Destiny Hero Dogma, also summoned by tributing 3 monsters, including at least 1 Destiny Hero monster. Once per turn, you can still control this face-up card during... If you still control this face-up card during your opponent's next standby phase, you can special summon it this way, half your opponent's life points. So this is pretty OP if it's on the field. So the reason why we are only running 2 copies of 1 copy each of Plasma and Dogma is because they are pretty difficult to summon because of the requirement of tributing 3 monsters. But if you have both of these in your hand as well as Polymerization, you can easily bring out Destiny and Dragoon. So now we'll be playing 1 Destiny Hero Disc Commander. So it cannot be special summoned from the graveyard the turn this was sent to the graveyard. If it was special summoned from the graveyard, you can draw 2 cards. So we'll be only running 1 copy of this because this whole deck profile doesn't have much room for bringing this commander back from the grave. So that's why we'll only be running 1 of these. Next we are running 2 Destiny Hero Decider. So level 6 or higher monsters your opponent control cannot target this card for attacks, and you can only use the effects of Destiny Hero Decider once per duel. So if this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add 1 hero monster from your graveyard to your hand during the end phase of the turn. When a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you while this card is in your graveyard, return this card to your hand, and if you do, make the effect damage to you 0. That's why we're only running 2 copies of this so that you can draw it out and use the effect, but it can only be used once per duel. Next we'll be running 2 Destiny Hero Dreamers. So During damage calculation, if your Destiny Hero monster battles and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. If you do, your monster cannot be destroyed by that battle, and you take no battle damage from that battle. If summoned this way, you can banish this card when it leaves this field. So if you can only use this effect of Destiny Hero Dreamer once per turn. So it's pretty straightforward, this effect. You can special summon it and into defense position once it's in your graveyard, and you can use the card for other effects. Now we'll be playing 3 D cubed. So the effect is, if this card is normal summon, it is treated as a Destiny Hero monster while face up on the field. You can only use each of the following effect of D cube once per turn. You can discard up to 2 cards. Let's try to get this in focus. You can discard up to 2 cards, special summon D cube from your hand, deck, or graveyard equal to the number discarded, and also for the rest of this turn you cannot normal summon or special summon monsters except Destiny Hero monsters. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send 1 Destiny Hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. So that's why we have 3 of this. Now we'll be playing 3 Destiny Hero Drill Dart, so your deck will be centralized around this in terms of the strategy. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can special summon 1 Destiny Hero monster from your hand with an attack less than or equal to this card's attack on the field. You can use this effect of Destiny Hero Drill Dart once per turn. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. So the strategy will be centered around drawing Drill Dart, and then you can pull out another monster, and then you can summon your Wonder Driver. Now we have 2 Destiny Hero Dynatag. During damage calculations, when you would take battle damage, you can discard this card and make yourself take no battle damage from the battle. And if you do, each player takes 1000 damage. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Destiny Hero monster you control, and it gains 1000 attack to the end of your opponent's next turn. So this is pretty useful, so we'll have 2 copies of this. Now for the last of our Destiny Heroes, we'll be playing 1 Destiny Hero Diamond Dude. Normally we'll be playing 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious, but due to the ban list, I substituted it for the Diamond Dude. So you can excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a normal spell, send it to the graveyard, otherwise place it on the bottom of your deck. During the main phase of your next turn, you can activate the effect of that spell in your graveyard, even if you no longer control this face-up card. So this will be useful in making your deck run a little bit quicker during the game. Finally, for our monsters, we'll be running 2 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. So if this card is special summon, you can add 1 change quick play spell card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to your graveyard, you can add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand, except Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. You can use 1 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist effect per turn, and only once that turn. We're running 2 copies of this. Next will be our spells. So we'll be running 3 copies of Destiny Draw. So this effect is discard 1 Destiny Hero card and draw 2 cards. Fairly straightforward. Helps run your deck a little bit quicker. Next we'll be playing 2 over Destiny. Target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, special summon 1 Destiny Hero monster from your deck whose level is less than or equal to half of that target's level, but destroy it during the end phase. So you can use this and to summon extra deck monsters using Fusion or Mass Change. Next, we'll be playing 3 Mass Changes. So you can pull a Mass Change combination, attack during the battle phase of your opponent's turn. You use Mass Change after the Destiny Hero attacks, Destiny Hero or Elemental Hero attacks, and then you pull out a Fusion summon, an extra deck monster with the same like Mask Hero, Dark Lore or Anki, and then you can have a second attack. So this effect is target 1 hero monster you control, send it to the graveyard. Also that if it had left the field by this effect, special summon 1 Mask Hero monster from your extra deck with the same attribute of the sent monster when it was in the field. Its original attribute if face down. So we don't need to be too concerned about that because most of our monsters are dark types. Now we'll be running 3 polymerizations. Whoops. So the polymerizations, each deck comes with 2 copies. That's why it was easy to get 3 copies of this. So just in case you're stuck with any Destiny Hero monsters, you can just polymerize them away. Now we have 1 Dark City. So when a Destiny Hero monster attacks, if its attack is lower than the attack of the attack target, the attacking monster gains 1000 attack during damage calculations only. This is the 1 field spell we'll be playing, because in the event that we don't use our extra deck, Dark City will come in handy. 1 Monster Reborn, because it's a staple. Target 1 monster in either player's graveyard, special summon it. A Feather of a Phoenix, 1 copy of this. Discard 1 card and target 1 card in your graveyard. Return the target to the top of your deck. Now for our traps, we'll be having 1 Destiny Signal. So when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Destiny Hero monster from your hand or deck. And finally, we have 3 Defusion. So fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects this turn. Only Destiny Hero monsters can be used for fusion summon using this card effect. So you can probably run through this video at 1.5 times speed with, if you want to skip out the explanation. I'll be putting up the deck list in the description, or at the end of this video. We'll figure that out. But you'll notice that we aren't playing Destiny Hero Dreadmaster for this deck because he usually takes a little bit too long to take using the clock tower and getting the clock tower and the counters on. So we want to play a little bit more quicker, and that's why we have this deck. Now, if you have bought like 2 of these legendary hero decks, you can also add in some staples, but I limited this deck to only the Destiny Hero decks. So in case you want to just buy the Destiny Hero deck itself instead of the full set. But right now the full set goes for only about $20. $20, I believe that they are clearing stuff. You can get it on Amazon or any card shop. You probably get a good deal on it. Then you can add cards in like Dark Hole, Foolish Burial, or what's that? Reinforcements from the army. So that's about it for this video, and I hope let me know in the comments what you think, if there's any improvements that should be made, or how you would play this deck. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.